back from the Easter weekend of being out of town, getting some R&R, seeing some beautiful California coastline. Feel better today than I did yesterday, so definitely got some rest, and watching plenty of political content and reading stuff. Watched an interview with Steve Bannon. It's the first interview I've watched with him. Here's the picture I'm starting to get of President Trump and his team's vision for the U.S. I think that they believe very strongly in a particular future for the U.S., which may well be a good future. There's probably a lot in that vision that I would like and that a lot of people would like. I think that their disillusionment with the system is also warranted. You know, we're kind of stuck in a system that has a lot of inertia, and it's hard to fix because just the system's so big, and just on momentum alone, it makes it almost impossible by doing little things at the borders to change the system. So we have this system that's hard to change without drastic action. And so Trump and his team have decided that drastic action is what they're going to take, whether or not it's legal or constitutional. Because to them, the ends of achieving their vision justify the means of bending or breaking the rules of the Constitution and the United States that they say that they support. And this is where I have a problem with how things are being done. Because I think that the greatest thing about this country is its institutions. The fact that a bunch of men 3 centuries ago sat down and wrote up the foundations for a governmental system that survives to this day, despite attempts to bring it down, is amazing to me. The institutions of this country are what make it the country that it is, and the greatest country in the world, and probably the greatest country in the history of the world. And those institutions are not worth violating. Now, hopefully those institutions prove strong enough to withstand this attack on them. And I do think that it's a well-meaning attack, meaning I do think that I don't think the people, I don't think that Trump and the people around Trump are evil. I think that they're well-intentioned. I think that they're misguided. And there's some incredibly intelligent people on his team. But I'm just hearing this theme of whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to reform the educational system in the U.S. Whatever it takes to make the U.S. more competitive vis-a-vis China and India. Whatever it takes, et cetera, et cetera. And it's the whatever it takes part that's scary, because it should be whatever it takes within the laws of the land. And it doesn't seem like that. It seems like they're giving themselves a pass on that. And that, as well-intentioned as it might be, is a path to autocracy, which is not the way we want to go. Steve Bannon, among others, wants to see Donald Trump run for a third term, which the Constitution explicitly does not allow. It's actually, I haven't read all of the amendments, but I've read the Second Amendment, I've read the First Amendment, I've read some other amendments. I mean, some amendments are incredibly broadly worded. The Second Amendment actually, I mean, the 22nd Amendment actually is very specifically and narrowly worded, and, is not open to interpretation. It doesn't leave room for interpretation. It just says you're limited to 2 terms as a president, period. That's it. And there was a time when we didn't have term limits, and there are people on both sides of the political divide that would like to see us return to that. But the bottom line is we have term limits. It's in the Constitution, and it is unimpeachable. So the fact that they're willing to try to override that is scary. Basically, once you get to a point where you think that your version of how things should be is more important than laws and due process, that's when it's scary. And so that's what's scary about the political movement that's taking the country right now. And then what may be the response on the left is also scary and could even be scarier. So that's the slope that we're on.